In a small village nestled in the mountains, there lived a woman named Ayumi who was plagued by negative thoughts. No matter how hard she tried, she couldn't seem to shake them off. She had a good life, a loving family, a comfortable home, and good friends, but her negative thoughts overshadowed everything. She worried about things that hadn't happened yet and fretted over things that had already happened. She was always anxious and on edge. One day, as Ayumi was walking through the village, she came across a wise Buddhist monk named Tetsuyo. She had heard of him before and knew that he was renowned for his wisdom and compassion. "Excuse me, Tetsuyo," Ayumi said timidly. "I am plagued by negative thoughts all the time and I don't know what to do. Can you help me?" Tetsuyo smiled kindly and took Ayumi by the hand. "Come with me," he said. "I have a story to tell you." They walked to the edge of the village, where there was a large pond. Tetsuyo pointed to the pond and said, "Do you see that lotus flower in the middle of the pond?" Ayumi looked at the pond and saw the lotus flower. It was the most beautiful thing she had ever seen. Its petals were a vibrant pink and it seemed to glow in the sunlight. Tetsuyo continued that lotus flower was once just a tiny seed buried in the mud at the bottom of the pond, but it grew and grew until it emerged from the mud and blossomed into this beautiful flower. Just like that lotus flower, you too can rise above the negativity and blossom into something beautiful. Ayumi listened to Tetsuyo's words and felt a glimmer of hope. She knew that it wouldn't be easy to overcome her negative thoughts, but she was willing to try. Over the next few weeks, Ayumi visited Tetsuyo every day. He taught her the principles of Buddhism and mindfulness, and how to let go of her negative thoughts and embrace the present moment. Slowly but surely, Ayumi began to change. She learned to let go of her worries and anxieties and to focus on the beauty of the world around her. She began to see the good in everything and everyone, and she found joy in the simplest of things. One day, Ayumi returned to Tetsuyo to thank him for all that he had done for her. "You have changed my life," she said. "I am so grateful for everything you have taught me." Tetsuyo smiled and shook his head. "I didn't change your life," he said. "You did. You took the wisdom and made it your own. That is the power of mindfulness." From that day on, Ayumi continued to practice mindfulness and embrace the present moment. She became known in the village for her kindness and compassion, and people came to her for advice and guidance. And whenever she felt a negative thought creeping into her mind, she would remember the lotus flower in the pond and know that she too could rise above the negativity and blossom into something beautiful. Ayumi's transformation was not a sudden one. It took time and effort to let go of her negative thoughts and embrace mindfulness. But the benefits were immense. She felt lighter, happier, and more at peace with herself and the world around her. Over the years, Ayumi became a respected member of the village. She volunteered at the local temple, taught children to read and write, and helped the elderly with their chores. She was loved and admired by everyone. One day, as Ayumi was walked by the pond, she saw a young man sitting by the water's edge. She looked sad and troubled, and Ayumi recognized the same negative thoughts that had once plagued her. "Excuse me," Ayumi said. "Are you okay?" The young woman looked up, surprised. "I am fine," she said, "just lost in thought." Ayumi smiled kindly. "I used to be lost in thought too," she said, "but I found a way out. Would you like me to share my story with you?" The young woman nodded eagerly, and Ayumi sat down next to her. She told her about her struggles with negative thoughts and how Tetsuyo had helped her find her way to mindfulness. As Ayumi spoke, the young woman's face lit up. She listened intently, and when Ayumi finished, she said, "Thank you so much. I needed to hear that today." Ayumi smiled. "I am glad I could help," she said. "Remember, you too can rise above the negativity and blossom into something beautiful." The young woman nodded, and as Ayumi walked away, she could see a glimmer of hope in her eyes. From that day on, Ayumi made it her mission to help others who were struggling with negative thoughts. She shared the story with anyone who would listen and taught them the principles of mindfulness and Buddhism that had helped her so much. And in doing so, Ayumi realized that her own struggles had not been in vain. They had led her to a place of peace and contentment and had given her the opportunity to help others find the same. She knew that the lotus flower in the pond was a reminder to her and to everyone that no matter how dark and muddy life may seem, we all have the potential to rise above it and find beauty and joy. Thanks for watching.